In October, Ahmad Manasrah was badly injured and his cousin killed by Israeli authorities. According to these authorities in Israel, Manasrah was involved with an incident in which two Israelis were stabbed. I'll be speaking with Suzanne Awartani, who is in Jordan, and she's the spokesperson for the Global Campaign for Freedom for Ahmad Manasrah. I hope I got some of the pronunciations right. I apologize if I didn't. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. I think you got it right.
All right. So could you tell us what happened, when this happened, and where? All the details.
Well, Ahmed was in Jerusalem with his cousin Hassan in October, and they were waiting the bus in the bus station. According to the Israeli, one of the settlers was shot Ahmed and his cousin Hassan, who was killed directly. Hassan. Ahmed was shot by more than one bullet. He was injured, but the bullets were superficial. Then he has been run over by a vehicle. Some of them say that the vehicle was for the army, and others say that it was settlers. After that, Ahmed was left bleeding in the floor. He's a child of 13 years old. He was left bleeding on the floor for a long time before the medical aid was able to give him any help. He was.
Can I stop you? Can I stop you
sure.
for a second? I think a lot of people have seen a video of him. He was in a very bent, a very strange-looking position, and there was one or more people was cursing at him. Is that right?
That's what I was about to mention. Ahmed, during that, Ahmed was attacked by settlers. One of them was videotaping Ahmed by his mobile. They were swearing at him. Die, and they were mentioning efforts to him, and he was terrified, trying to stand up, looking around, trying to seek any help from anyone. As a child, he was too innocent, thinking that they care about his life. As Palestinians, I don't think that any of Israelis really care about a Palestinian child's life, even if he was a child. The army kicked him when he was able to stand up, and they threw him back to the ground. The medical aid was prevented to reach to Ahmad Manasrah for a long time, so he was left bleeding. Ahmed was in a very difficult situation. He was terrified. And, this is not fair for a child. He was left bleeding before they come and support him. Mm-hmm. Then he was carried to the hospital after a long time of being in that situation. When the medical aid arrived, Ahmed was unconscious. So he wake up in the next day. He was shackled in the bed of the hospital all the time, and the medical staff was humiliating him all the time. He was unable to leave himself but beside to his bed, and he was unable to eat because he was handcuffed all the time to his bed. So he was waiting his lawyer, Tariq Barghouth, who arrived daily to give him some food, because the medical staff was not helping Ahmed and not supporting him enough, not giving him medical care that he was supposed to have in the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Let me go back a step. You say the two were shot and the cousin was killed.
Yeah.
Now, the Israeli paper, I'll say the Jerusalem Post, said the two of them were stabbing Israelis. Is that something they deny, or what's the story about that?
That's absolutely not right. It's 100% lies. Now, most of the news stories that Israelis trying to create is that Palestinians killed because they are trying to stab settlers or Israelis. They're trying to give justifications why they are killing children or why they are attacking people who's just passing the street or being in Jerusalem. Now, I admit that there was cases where the Israelis was attacked, but not in this case, and I believe that now most of the cases are created by the Israelis.
Mm-hmm. Now, Palestinian Authority President Abbas mentioned his case, and I think he believed that he had been killed. Is that right?
Who has been killed?
That he thought that this young man, Ahmed, had been killed.
No, the cousin was killed. Ahmed wasn't killed. Ahmed is still injured. Now he's detained. And I believe that his situation also, in Ahmed's situation, he should still have medical aid. He shouldn't be in the prison anyway, because
yes.
He still needs some medical aid.
No, I understand that, but what I was saying was that Palestinian Authority President Abbas had mentioned his case.
Mention it in what? That he was killed?
The initial report, I thought, was that he, the president of the PA, thought he had been killed, but that there had been some confusion.
Yeah, at the beginning there has been confusion because most of the media thought that Ahmed was killed also with Hassan, but the next day when everyone was able to contact his family, because his family wasn't really contacting the media, and then till now they preferred not to do. So most of the media thought that Ahmed was killed. But the next day, everyone knew that he's still alive and he's in the hospital.
Now, you mentioned his lawyer, Tariq Barghouth, and
right.
In one of the tweets on Popular Struggle CC, it says that this lawyer was arrested. Can you tell what happened to him?
Well, the lawyer was arrested. He was released, I believe, the next day or no, after a few days. I'm not sure about exactly how many days he was arrested. He was arrested because he used his Facebook account to mention details about Ahmed case, and because there was a video for him helping Ahmed in the hospital leaked. So they considered this as something illegal.
And is he still the lawyer for Ahmed?
Yes, Tariq Barghouth is still the lawyer of Ahmad Manasrah.
And was the lawyer then charged or just let go?
No, he was forbidden to use his internet accounts like Twitter, Facebook, or anything, and he was released.
Mm-hmm. Now, can I ask you how you got involved? How did you hear about this particular case and why you're interested?
Well, as a human, first of all, before being Palestinian, seeing a child, a 13-year-old child, looking around him, seeking help, terrified, bleeding, definitely moves anyone's feelings, and let anyone wants to support this child and give him help. Knowing that this is the case of so many children in Palestine makes me think how we can help those children. Now, this video was really painful, but it gave us evidence to show people that this is really happening and we're not creating those stories. Then we were looking at the articles was published by the occupation, and most of the articles in the non-Arabic languages like English and any other languages was full of lies. Like he was stabbing someone, he was attacking someone, and we know well that this is not the truth. And this is not the truth in so many cases that they've created stories regarding them to just put them in the prison as a children. So we came up with the campaign idea to publish the story of Ahmad Manasrah in so many languages, to take actions, make events to help him. And that campaign is targeting people who doesn't speak Arabic, because media really tends to help Israelis in their crime. And therefore, we've created this campaign, and we're a group of activists from different countries. And we just established a website called Free Ahmad Manasrah. Ahmad like an Ahmad, Manasrah MANASRAH.com.
Now,
yeah.
We can .com it good, so we can put that in the written description along with the podcast. But we had actually come across a video about this case, I don't know, maybe a month ago, and we used it on our TV program because somebody, a very unique kind of thing, somebody leaked video of his interrogation, and an Israeli, I don't know, somebody in the prison was screaming at him.
Right.
Can you tell us anything about that?
I want to start, first of all, with mentioning that most of Palestinian children is facing this during interrogation. We're contacting lawyers who keep mentioning that children gone through verbal abuse, physical abuse, and even sexual abuse during being in the Israeli prisons and during interrogation, in order to admit crimes that they didn't do. Most of the time, the children forbidden to visit their families. They're being interrogated without having a lawyer or a family member, and they're being threatened of so many things, like using guns pointed to them during interrogations. Ahmad gave us evidence. Those videos gave us evidence that this is happening. Now I want to talk more about the video. Ahmad was really facing physiological torture in order to admit something that he didn't do. That just to show people that they didn't do this crime out of the blue. They just didn't do it like they just want to try to hide that they are really criminals, and they do this to any child, any Palestinian child, any child, because he's only Palestinian. They try to force him and physiologically putting him in a situation, convincing Ahmad that he already did that. A way that Ahmad was mentioning to the person in front of him, the police or the army, that he can't remember. Putting a child in such situation considered a crime, and anything he mentioned shouldn't consider as a confess against him, according to the law.
Do the Israelis say he confessed in the end?
They let him sign on details. We're not sure about what he signed already, but he didn't say he do it. He kept saying, "I can't remember. I can't remember what happened. I can't remember if I stabbed someone or not." At the end of the interrogation that lasts 4 hours. This video is not all the interrogation. The interrogation lasts 4 hours. He was abused in a way that he just wants the man to stop talking in front of him. He keep mentioning, whatever you want, I can't remember. Whatever you say is right, because he just wants this person to stop. Most of the children are facing this in the occupation prisons, forbidden to visit their family. For example, Ahmed was not able to see his family since October till now. He saw his family only one time for a few hours. And this is really one of the physiological torture against our children. Some of them at age of 7 are in prison. So this is really against any human law, any human feelings. Ahmad Manasrah is a child before he's being a Palestinian, and I believe that his case should affect and should be important to any human, even Israelis themselves, because no one wants to see a child facing such a situation. This is really killing his childhood, killing his innocence, and really affecting his everything, personality, and
Okay, so
yeah.
we need to finish up. So what has he been charged with? Do you know that?
Till now, he's not charged. He has a court session in 6th of January, in 2 days from now. They keep postponing this charge till he turns 14, because they made a new law that says they can charge any child above 14 years old, and Ahmed will be 14 when January finishes. So they keep postponing his charge every time to be able to charge him. We're not sure that they will do or not. Most likely they will try to do. He didn't confess till now, but they try to charge him that he stabbed someone.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a very serious case. So could you again say the website, and we'll print that along with this podcast.
Okay, it's free Ahmad A-H.
You don't need to spell it. We'll have it out there.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Just say the whole website.
Free Ahmad Manasrah. Free Ahmad Manasrah. I want also to call people to join our weekly Twitter storm that takes place on Monday, every Monday, 9 p.m. Jerusalem time, 2 p.m. EST time. It uses the hashtag Free Ahmad Manasrah. And we also keep calling for actions and events on our Facebook page, Free Ahmad Manasrah, as well.
And you have a Twitter account. What is that?
Help_Ahmad.
And then there's another, the one I saw was Popular Struggle CC.
Now, see, Popular Struggle CC is helping us on this case. We have so many campaigns and organizations is trying to support our events. So the CC is one of the organizations that's trying to help us.
Well, thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I've been speaking to Suzanne Awartani about the very serious case of this young boy who is in Israeli custody. This is Stanley Heller for The Struggle. Thanks for listening.